Magic Show is here in Oakland. And Mahomes deep. He wants McCall Hardman. Touchdown! Kelsey near side. Over the shoulder. Touchdown! Oh, that's a hell of a catch! Nelson Aguilar as Derek Carr brings the Raiders right back into the thick of things.
They can't stop us. They can't stop us now. We got to keep going.
And at 33-24, Mahomes throws only his second career interception against the Raiders. Jackpot, baby! What a performance by the Raiders.
All right, the Raiders are looking to sweep the Chiefs, and here's how the AFC West looks heading into Sunday. The Raiders are a perfect 3-0 against division opponents this season, but the Chiefs remain at the top of the division. So let's bring in Jeff Chudilla, Michael Robinson, and D'Angelo Hall to break down the Chiefs side of things. Now, Jeff, in their first meeting, the Raiders put up 40 points on KC. Can the Chiefs slow them down this time?
Well, it's a great question, MJ, and I'm not certain they can do it because that 40 points was legit. They came in with a serious game plan, with serious talent, and they got serious results. You look at the Raiders this year, in seasons past, they had Derek Carr struggling, not having the weapons around him. Now he's got Henry Ruggs going deep. He's got Nelson Aguilar going deep. He's got a Pro Bowl tight end in Darren Waller and a Pro Bowl running back in Josh Jacobs. And they were really able to get into the Chiefs' weaknesses, which are the cornerback play and the linebacker play. Those guys aren't great in coverage, and they expose that. But the Chiefs are saying the right things. In fact, after that game, Tyrann Mathieu, their safety, said, look, he's never been more motivated than right now. So he wants to get back at this team, wants a second shot at this. And I'm sure D'Angelo Hall, being the resident DB, can talk about this as well.
Oh, yeah, Jeff, when you talk about that Raiders game plan, man, they utilized that speed. And I knew Henry Ruggs was going to be a great pickup for the Raiders offense because I know those guys play Tyreek Hill twice a year. So John Gruden knew he needed a speed guy. Let me show y'all a little bit of video on this XO of how Henry Ruggs just distracts people. So right now you got Henry Ruggs. He's going to motion across. You see Darren Waller and you see Nelson Aguilar. My corner right here, Travarius Ward, he has to stay deep. You got Juan Thornhill, he's gonna cut Darren Waller. If Travarius Ward, if he stays deep and just sprints from start to finish, he makes that play. Tyrann Mathieu cannot cover anybody from one side of the field to the other side. That's just miscommunication. Right here, you got Henry Ruggs again, a speed guy. Daniel Sorensen leads the team in tackles. He's running up there trying to make a tackle. They don't need you to make a tackle, Daniel. They need you in the post. And as you see, Henry Ruggs, that speed threat that John Gruden coveted in the draft, making play after play. So this Kansas City secondary can't blow coverages, especially when it's laid out for you right there.
D-Hall, they cannot blow coverages, and they can't let Josh Jacobs just go ham on them. I mean, he rushed for a couple touchdowns the last time that this team played. He rushed for over 100 yards last week against the Denver Broncos team who had stacked the box to try to stop him. I mean, this kid is electric. I mean, and then you look at the Kansas City Chiefs run defense. They give up almost 140 rush yards a game, and I think the reason why they give up that much, obviously teams are trying to keep the ball away from Patrick Mahomes. You look at this first matchup, the Las Vegas Raiders, they kept the ball for 10 minutes more than the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, limiting the possessions. You just have to know the type of team you're playing. You're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're explosive. So I think sometimes the defense gets exposed because you can't be good everywhere. You got an explosive offense. You know, you got a bend but don't break defense. And I think in the running game, Jeff, is where they give up a lot more plays than they would like to.
That's right, and Rob, and really, when you think about the way that first game went, the Raiders actually did the Chiefs on the Chiefs. They put more pressure on them with that offense and really forced them to play from behind. They only had 8 points in the second half of that game because they felt that pressure, not having enough possessions, knowing the other team on the other side was going to be putting points on the board. And I got to ask you guys, like, can they do that again? Can the Raiders control the Chiefs in the second half of the game the way they did last time?
You know what, Jeff? That's what's so dangerous about. No, go ahead,
Rob. Man. This delay crazy, man. Well, I really think with Josh Jacobs, with the speed on the outside that you guys just outlined, right? I mean, Henry Ruggs, has real speed. These are things that you can't just go out there and teach. This is real speed, and you can't always simulate it in practice. Yes, you got Tyreek Hill and things like that, but you can't always simulate it always at practice. And again, you have to be able to stop something. And without stopping that run game, I'm telling you, I really think the Las Vegas Raiders, they can find some plays in the back end.
You know what? The Chiefs had a lot of mistakes. They had a lot of penalties. I can remember a deep ball to Tyreek Hill early in that ball game that would have probably blown the doors off in that game. At one point, this game could have been a blowout in the Chiefs' favor. So, you know, the Chiefs' offense is just so dynamic. Any one of those guys can win those matchups. And we can't forget Le'Veon Bell's a part of that team now this time around. So the Chiefs got a lot of weapons. I don't know how the Raiders' defense can do what they did last time, which was, you know, shut down this explosive offense.
It's only one ball. It's only one football, dude.
All right, guys, it's been, 6 weeks since these two teams faced off. Here's what I love about these type of rivalries. Neither of them is going to forget what it takes to bring the other one down. All right, yeah. Jeff, Emrob, and D-Hall, thank you.
Interesting game in a lot of different ways. James Bradbury. Wentz stumbles out of his break, and Wentz is down. Wentz, pressure coming, and Wentz is going to be sacked. He's under pressure. He's going to get sacked. What happened there? First of all, low snap. Steps up. He's under pressure, gets sacked. That will wrap things up for today. Eagles have some question marks, but in the end, it's a loss.
Question marks and L's. Yeah, the NFC East is the first division since 1970 in which all teams have 3 or fewer wins through Week 10. Here's a look at the standings. I mean, the Eagles still in first position, but truly, there's just a lot to unpack there. And the headline in Philly, courtesy of the Philadelphia Inquirer, reads, "Coddling Carson. Peterson needs to hold QB accountable." James Jones and Maurice Jones-Drew join me now for this one. Guys, the NFC East is a disaster, no doubt. There's legitimate concern in Philly about the team. And our Mike Silver reporting that shaking up the head coach or even the QB is not totally out of the question. That said, if the Eagles were to move on from Wentz, it would cost them $59 million. So all of this considered, James, what's wrong with the Eagles?
Everything is wrong with the Eagles. The Eagles have a lot of problems, man. I mean, let's start with the offensive side of the ball. I mean, Carson Wentz, yes, you got to hold him accountable, but he is out there with people that he wasn't expecting to play with the start of the season, man. And this offense is beat up from the offensive line to the receivers. This offense is beat up. So it's tough. You watch them play football games. It's tough for them to try to put some plays together to go down there and score some points. I don't see this offense being able to score more than 10 points a game against any defense. They are struggling. They do not have the weapons out there. And you could say play call and you could say Carson Wentz. They just do not have the talent to compete. And that's where the Eagles are right now, Drew.
This is my problem, JJ. You give this man $100 million, and we make excuses for him. We always do this for the quarterback. I'm going to tell you, when I got paid in Jacksonville, I needed to rush for 1,000 yards or more. The time I didn't do it, they let me hit free agency. That's what happened. So you have to hold them accountable. I don't care that you don't have receivers out there, your O-line's baked up. We gave you $130 million to win ball games. That's why we gave you the money, because we felt like when things don't happen, you need to be deodorant. You got to be able to cover up some of our stink. And the problem is, Carson Wentz is the one that's stinking it up. He's trying to force the ball in the coverage. He doesn't get the ball out quickly. He's always trying to make a play. Losing the ball in the pocket, getting strip sacked, turn the ball over late. Holding him accountable is the first thing you have to do if you're an Eagles organization. It has nothing to do with the coaching. If I call a play and a guy is open and you don't throw it to him, you scramble around and you fumble the ball, that's on the quarterback. I'm tired of as a national media, I'm tired of everyone in the National Football League coddling these quarterbacks. Don't pay them that money then. Pay them what they're deserved, not the $100 million, and then I'll say, okay, he doesn't have enough weapons. Okay, we need to run the ball a little bit more. Okay, we need to have a better offensive line.
All right, he said what he said. And as we saw, the Eagles sit atop of the division. But let's get into their remaining schedule, guys. Not ideal. 3-5-1 as it currently stands. Let's start here with Week 11, MJD, against the Browns.
Listen, the Browns are going to win. They're running the ball well. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
JJ, Week 12 against
Listen,
Seahawks.
I know people want us to talk on TV and try to give the Eagles some hope or, hey, break these games down. But I'm looking at this schedule, man, and I'm just saying L. And it looks like it's going to be L all the way down. But you could go next, Drew.
Green Bay, L. No question.
All right.
New Orleans, L. And
without Drew Brees?
L.
Double down on that one.
Well, here goes an L to the Arizona Cardinals. We just saw what they did last week.
What about this one, though?
I mean, this one is tough. So I'm gonna talk about this one for a little bit right here. This one is tough because this right here is two bad teams playing against each other. And at this point of the season, you never know. This game might be for the division title. It possibly could be. So they might have some mojo or something going in this game. But I just feel like the Dallas Cowboys will finish the season better than the Eagles will.